Happy Friday, everybody. I got a service call on a vacant right now. The notes literally say just get the system running. So I'm going to take that as if I got it on the truck and can use it, then I'm going to use it. If the supply house has it in stock, I'm going to go pick it up and we'll try to get these people going. Close that. Keep the key so can't nobody just come and grab it. Looks like they're still doing quite a bit of work up in here. So this is an odd layout. Definitely say that. Doo-doo-doo. Attic access is there. Where's the unit? Thermostat's there. Oh, it's just in a closet in the middle of the space. No filter grill. That's cool. Got some nice little Goodman here. 2017. 2.5 ton. Let's see what she's doing or what she's not doing. Set to cool. It's not doing jack crap. Fan on isn't doing anything. I guess before I even try to diagnose the system, let me make sure all the breakers are on. Do. All of the breakers are on. We'd be looking at the AC and the, is there one for heat? That I'm gonna, I mean, that's a 40 pole. I can't see that being on the, oh wait, 7. Okay, that's gotta be the heater right there. All right. Clean out right there. No P-trap from what I can see so far. Looks like they got one of those wet switches for the secondary. If I undo you, is water gonna just start pouring out? I don't feel anything. You're dry. You ain't got nothing. Not a zilch. Guess I'll start taking the panels off. So I'm gonna just show y'all real quick because I noticed something that I don't think I caught on camera. If I did, go ahead and laugh at me for it. But got the meter set to volts right now. I'm gonna go ahead, because this is the power wire right here that they're running. That's definitely too small for these heat strips. Don't know why that's like that, but I think somebody has already tried to disconnect it. I'm gonna have to double search on where this wire should go. This one I found just dangling here. I think it goes on the set of relays back there, but I'll double check that in a second. So right now, the only thing I have is the unit set to fan on. Let's just double check power real quick. Across the little pinpoints right here, I got nothing, right? So then I was like, well, dang. I checked from each leg to just metal on the frame because the ground is connected up there. So I was just checking into that back panel and I was still getting nothing to ground. So I was like, dang. Come over here and I look at the panel. I didn't look at the main part, which is in the off spot. The big thing here for me is, do I go around and just look through the house to make sure that none of the wires, or at least all of the wires that are like stubbed out through the walls and whatnot, are at least capped off? I I think that's what I'm gonna do, because it seems like most of the appliances are unplugged. The stove has its wire nuts over the high volts. Ground is exposed. There's one receptacle, one little light fixture right here. That one's not really protected, but doesn't look like any of the wiring is touching each other right there. That ceiling fan in that room's hooked up. That one's hooked up. That one's hooked up. Bathroom's hooked up. Is there a master bath? No. Dang, this whole house just has one bathroom? That's crazy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut that main on. Just to see. I mean, nothing's hooked up, plugged up or anything. I tried to call my boss to see what he would want me to do, but he didn't pick up the phone, so now I'm just like, give it a shot. I cut everything on. Nothing crazy happened. The blower motor just kicked on. There's a whole bunch of lights on, I'll say that much. Actually, I'm gonna do the smart thing and cut off all the other breakers except for the one I need. So let's just go ahead, all the single poles. I probably should have done this before I cut everything else on. That's my fault. I don't need the stove or the dryer. So right now I just got the 2 double poles for what I'm believing the 50 amp to be the furnace, 40 amp to be the condenser. That cut off the blower motor, that's the furnace. Flip that back on. That's gotta be the condenser. So I guess from this point now, I'm gonna put the panel back on and see exactly what the unit's doing or not doing. The delay just went through. Condenser's kicked on, but how you guys like this line set cover? Man, that's funny. I've seen them. I've seen the straight parts of the gutters used before, but not the spirals. Man, that corrugated pipe, I have never seen that been used before. First time for everything, though. Coil doesn't seem in too bad a shape. I don't know who they had come back here to do all this painting and stuff, but definitely got the unit fairly dirty. I'm gonna wait and see what the Delta T's look like. Unless I see a problem with the temperatures, I'm not even gonna gauge up and see what it's doing. I mean, don't want to open up a can of worms for no reason. I noticed it started to get a little stuffy in here, and I also noticed this on the wall. So I think this used to be the thermostat that was on the wall originally, because right now, if you take a look at the Delta T's, the system is actually throwing heat out, but I have it in cool mode. And I know we're dealing with a heat pump, because if I come out here, hand over the top, I'm feeling cold air, 82 degrees, air's coming in, but it's blowing out about 77. This thing's running in heat mode, and we got to fix that. And I don't think anybody programmed this thermostat and set it up properly when they were doing it. So right now I'm gonna just pull this off the wall. It's a what is this? T7? Is that T7? YGCO/B. So I bet they didn't. I swore O came already pre-programmed into these though. I'm gonna go through the. I'm gonna find the manual and go through this and just double check and make sure it's set up for a heat pump and that the reversing valve is set to O instead of B. All right, I did have to look up the manual for this to get to the installer setup settings on this thermostat. It works just like the T6s. You press and hold the menu and the plus sign, and it'll give you the installer setup option, and you'll go from there with the manual available to you, and you can set it up how you want. And this one was set to the reversing valve was set to B. So now probably gonna have to go through It's gonna go through its delay on the thermostat. Yep, and then it should kick out hot air out the top of that condenser after this. And I'll dive into the electrical diagram for this and see what that dangling wire for the heat strip kit is, because I'm probably gonna have to disconnect. I'm gonna have to disconnect one of those sides of the heat strips and allow it only to run off 5K, because I know for sure this wire is not good for 5K or for whatever, anything over 5K. Probably could barely handle 5K off that. But that is a hazard that we are going to have to make them aware of. Probably going to have to let them have an electrician run a new wire all the way from the breaker over to here for this, but at least they'll have AC for the meantime while the guys are finishing up working. Let's go see how it's doing. It's been running for about 10 minutes now. Pulling in 84, hey, 11 degrees across the outdoor pole. It's blowing warmer, so I know I'm in cool mode. I'm not coming back out here. Pick these up. Got the probe there, and I had to move that one over there because I had it on this wall, but I had it like right here, and I was feeling a little soft breeze come this way. I didn't want it to affect it, so I moved it over there. Already dropping temperature. Let's see how dirty this evaporator coil may be. There's no telling how long this thing was running without the filter and everything. Oh my god. Let's see if I can get closer with it. Not too terrible. It's not too clogged up, but it seems like most of the work that they needed to do was already done. Since it needs a P-trap, I'm gonna go ahead and put one in. See, I'm probably not gonna use the easy trap right here, just because the clean out's right there, and that's a common drain. This is a concrete slab. I don't see anywhere outside where this might be going, so it needs a P-trap. I'm gonna put one in, and then I'll start checking the panel up there for the heat strips. So there was no point in me trying to read that because that's all a mess. But I did happen to find, let me see if I can just, all right. So this wire, and I kind of just gauged it off looking at the terminals. It's got a bare uninsulated terminal here, but it insulated on that one. So I was kind of looking to see if I could find one that would match it, and pulling all these out of the way. There's an uninsulated one right there. Oh my God, everybody's calling me right now. As I was saying, there is a non-crimp terminal, or non-insulated, I keep saying non-crimp, non-insulated terminal there going to, and by the way, all the power's off. I cut it off at the disconnect in there. I'm not in here messing around with live wires. It goes to a similar wire right there. This black, pull it off the relay. This terminal that oddly looks the same as this terminal. That goes to the top relay up there. Goes right there under that red wire. So I looked under here and I was like, Oh, somebody already removed it from there too. So that's where the first one, oh my God, that's where this one came off at. So somebody's already downsized this strip from, where's the tag for it? That says it was a 10 kW. Okay, so it's running 5K right now. I'm still gonna recommend them getting this replaced with actual size, the proper size wire, which I believe for the 10K should be 8 kW? 8 kW strips, because that amp draw is 40 amps. They've got a 50 amp breaker over there. I'm pretty sure, I'll have to double check with my boss on it because it's been a minute. I'm out of heating season, so I'm not seeing a bunch of these mistakes to just know it off the back of my hand right now. But I'm pretty sure that needs to be 8 gauge wire. So I'm gonna put that other, where'd that dangling wire go? I'm gonna put this back and we'll be done here. I got the P-trap in there. I'm gonna just let them know, like, hey, it's good for now, but you got some things you might want to take care of on this unit, but it's back cooling at least for now. You're good to go. So that'll do it for this one. Your gut ever just tell you to like go ahead and disconnect something? Maybe it's because I pay attention to so many of you guys in the comment section that the words are starting to actually resonate in my head. Like I'm perceiving your comments before you even commented. So what I'm gonna do right now is just disconnect the W on the thermostat from the heat for W2. I'm just gonna disconnect it right now. Just in case this person just disregards the service call and doesn't want to, or they don't pay attention to the notes completely and they don't see that I'm saying, hey, you need to get your electrician over here to rewire this. In case they're too cheap to do it, I'm just going to disconnect the heat strips from the thermostat. There we go. Let me show y'all I did it. Here's the W. It's no longer in there. It was in the W2 spot. Yes, I'm aware it can go in defrost. What do you want me to, should I disconnect the W outside as well? I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm hoping that that's all it needed right there. Oh my God, I'm gonna go take it. There's the W for the heat strips. W. We're just gonna tuck this away. No, don't touch the capacitor. Just gonna tuck you down in there. All right, now I feel better now. Sometimes you gotta go with your gut, and I know I would have definitely heard it in the comment section. Like I said, I was just hearing it in my head, just like imagining reading it, and I'm like, man, the way that Goodman is designed, if I were to just unplug the Molex plug connector for those heat strips, I would have just, it wouldn't have powered the system. I'm 80% sure the transformer is, the power for the transformer comes off those plugs. But I did disconnecting W from the thermostat and the defrost control board will still allow the system to have a heat mode. It's going to keep going on and off and defrost. And they'll have a little bit of cold air blow over them when it goes into defrost, because obviously there's not going to be any heat strips to supplement the heat while it's in defrost. But once it thaws out enough, it'll run back into heat mode the way it's supposed to. So, and that's just going to be that way until they get the wiring fixed. I don't want our company, Grand Air Solutions, to be at fault for anything if they neglect to change the wiring out. So in my head, I just figured that was the best route to go, was just disconnect it. They still have their primary heat. They just don't have auxiliary heat, which I've seen a lot of systems down here not even have the auxiliary heat for the heat pumps. But with all that being said, let me know if you guys noticed if I did anything wrong. When I first turned the system on, if you're ever in that predicament, young guys, people around my age just getting in the field, if you go to a house that's being, renovated or whatever, and they're doing work, and you see electrical stuff like that, and the main power to the house is off, cut everything off except the things that are labeled the HVAC equipment. That could have gone badly, and I did not think of that until I literally flipped it on, and I was like, wait, why did I just cut everything off? So, learning experience. I'll remember next time. So with all that being said, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Do I have anything else? No, there's something else. Oh! Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. I cannot remember the time frame. I want to say 9 p.m. I should be doing a guest on the Misfits of HVAC podcast. Been looking forward to it for about a month now, so that should be fun. It's only going to be like an hour long, and if you guys are there, tap in if you have the time. If not, I understand. It's Saturday night. Who would want to sit and watch AB HVAC talk for an hour? I don't blame you, but I got no problem with it. I like it. I feel giddy about it. So with that being said, guys, have a great weekend. I will catch you guys next week. Take care.